Okay. All right. I will get over to the media here, media and albums, and class is officially started right now. Welcome everybody. This is going to be a lot of fun. I had a glance through the images earlier today, and it's really fun, really beautiful work in there. So I'm going to put this over to the side, and I'm going to be working with you guys and talking, but I'm going to turn my video off because I have to move this screen that I'm talking to this computer. And it's weird if I'm talking to you guys like this. So I'm going to turn my video off, or maybe it doesn't matter. Screw it. I'll just put it over there. It maybe doesn't matter. Really, really cool. We had, for some reason, we ended up with an even amount of pictures here. That shouldn't happen, but we'll find out what's going on. I'm glad everybody got the message that we started a little earlier today. Good, good. So I always start off every Zoom class that I do, though. I always start off with, are there any questions? Do you have anything that you found that you wanted to ask while you were doing the thing? And now we can talk about it. Anything at all? Okay. This is Mark. Didn't we see this picture last week? Mark Shaw?
Hi, Don. I reshot. No, I took another stab at it with a different light.
Oh, there you go. No problem. All righty. First one up is Christina. Are you here, Christina? Christina? No, Christina?
I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Okay.
I'm here. Sorry, I couldn't get to unmute.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Lee.
Manuel, Don. Chris and I, we used to work together.
Ah,
Well,
She's the one that invited me into the group.
yes.
It
Well,
took me a
glad-
year to get here, but I'm here.
Yeah, I keep telling her, I say, Chris, you had to get into the class.
well, glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got a still life here. And you do have your light in close, don't you?
I do. It's right
You
at the window.
do, you do. You've got it right up there. Look at that. Yeah. One of the things you can always tell when the light is close, look at the fall off, okay? Now we've got a little reflection here, so we're going to ignore the reflection, but we're going to look at the midtones here and the midtones a foot away. This is your inverse square law at work here. Right here, you can see the inverse square law. This is about a stop darker than this because this is so close to the light source. If the light source was farther away, this fall off would be more gradual to the point where it wouldn't even show up at all on this space. So nicely done with that. The draped material,
I know it's very distracting because,
it's busy, Christine.
well,
It's busy.
yeah, it wasn't. In fact, I have on my Facebook page, I just posted my very original one, which the drape was nothing like that. And what happened is because of where I'm shooting at, and it was up for a week, it started to fall.
Oh,
And so this became very obsessive. I worked on this for a week, just placement and all that. And so when I took this last shot, I said, I'm done. I can't do this any longer.
okay. I think
Yeah.
your shot is here. Let me show you where your shot is, okay? I think your shot is down to here. Up maybe a little bit, right over here. Let's crop out all of this. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We don't need to see this, the highlight of this thing. We get the idea here. We'll get a
Okay.
little bit of reflection there, but I think that's your picture. And in this particular case, all the stuff that's distracting, right, doesn't
Right.
show. We just get a little bit of the blue.
Yeah, that's the way my original one was cropped.
Yep. Yep. That's your shot right there. I love the way the grapes are coming back in here. This is Christina decided not only to do this big set here, Christina decided to do the hardest thing in the world to photograph, silver. Yep. You
So
really,
beautiful,
you
though.
piled on yourself there, Christina.
But it's so pretty. The original one, I'm looking at the original one right now.
Mhm.
It just looks so gold because there's a lot of gold in it. And so the original one looks much more gold than these do, but it's much softer and much prettier, I think. The picture is much prettier. And then it was on a different, that drape was all the way down across the table, and I had another handkerchief over it.
where I live and finding it.
So it was layered, and I think it was much prettier.
What
But
do you want?
I
Can you
started
go for
getting very focused on
Oh, because it
the
wants to tell you
setup,
the local store.
which
Yeah. And then when I try to put in my photo,
which took a lot of the time getting the focus right. And
Yeah.
those lids were much more challenging than I anticipated.
Here's what I do, and I share this with everybody. I don't use autofocus on still life.
I don't either. I don't.
No, I do manual focus. Yeah.
Yes, I do that. But
Very
that's-
nice.
Yeah.
Nice shot. Crop it up. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. There it is.
Oh, you can see it. Oh, good.
Oh, Christina, hell yeah. This is way better.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your shot. That's really, really pretty. And I
Yeah.
love the way the drape works in this shot.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So you got it.
All right.
We're good. You got the shot. You just put them in the wrong spot. That's all.
Okay. Very good.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Beautifully done. Catherine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today, Dawn?
I am so excited you picked up your camera again.
Me too. It feels really good.
Are you
And
still
I
in-
finally have the space to set up my gear, which I didn't in my other apartment. So
Are you still in the Denver area?
no, I moved to Roseville, just outside of Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I needed to be near to my grandkids,
Got it.
you know?
That's a small town?
Roseville is, yeah, it's a little suburb of Sacramento.
Oh, okay. It's a suburb. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This
much
is,
nicer. Sacramento is not my favorite city, but the suburbs are actually all pretty cute.
Sacramento is on my list of favorite cities I like to see in the rearview mirror.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
Houston. I got a big list.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
they look good as you're leaving town. This really, really pretty.
Thank you.
Just what I would have expected from you. Interesting background. What is that background?
Thanks. Yeah. So, they have these crafts paper stores now are out there,
Mhm.
and they have all these handmade papers that are really pretty cool, actually. And they're only, $4 or $5 a piece.
Mhm.
So you can pick them up and use them for surfaces or backgrounds or whatever. And they're so much cheaper than those $90 backgrounds you see on.
Sure. Sure.
And fun. So yeah, it's a little. I liked it better without the light on it. So it was just sort of a hint of the
Yeah,
shapes.
it's a little honeycomb that's back there that you just feel it. But nice composition. I like your negative space here, and the light. That big, beautiful light in that close is just incredible, isn't it?
I really love it. And it's funny because I was looking in the picture from last week, and it is a similar vein because they're both a sort of dark chiaroscuro look. But the other one has the little lights I use is direct, so it's a really hard shadow,
Mm-hmm.
which gives it a really crisp sort of look. And this has that same look, but it's soft, and it's
Yeah.
I did have to bring up the part underneath the apples there, just to on the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had to bring that up just so that wasn't disappearing. So I brought that up in Lightroom. And I used a flag. You can see in the lighting setup. All I used was the light and then the bounce card.
Yeah.
And the
And when you
flag.
look at your light here, there's a center of your image, right?
Yeah.
If we double the distance, That's 2 stops less. So from here to here is practically a stop drop off,
Yeah,
right? Now let's look at the picture. And it's interesting because you'll see it in the picture. Look at the back. Now, some of this is reflection, but look how the light just right across here gets darker and darker as it moves to the left. This is what the Renaissance painters discovered, was a slight fall off. One of the things they discovered was the way the light fell off.
yeah.
And it's really amazing to go and look at Renaissance paintings, still life paintings, and see that they're using the inverse square law. Because
That's one of the things I love in Vermeer's works as well, just to see the light on the wall from the
Mhm.
windows, how he captured the light fall off on the walls was like amazing.
yeah, really, really pretty. Lovely shot,
Thank you.
Catherine. And then we can see the behind the scene, we got the light right up on top of it. Your fill card, you could have put your fill card anywhere. You put it back here to get a little more roundness of the apples.
Yeah,
Very cool.
thank you.
Lovely shot. Lovely shot. Hey, Bob. Bob here? Okay, we'll come back for Bob if he comes in late. Arnold.
Hi, Don.
Hey,
Hi,
Arnold,
everyone.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. This looks like a good solid commercial shot on plexi with the reflections of the surfaces, everything. I want to just point out to everybody, you see this dark area under these? People will refer to them as shadows sometimes. They're not shadows. They're reflections of the underside of the pen where there is no light, because this is a glossy surface. It's like a mirror. That's not a shadow. That's not a shadow. That's a shadow. That's a shadow. But on these shiny surfaces, they're actually reflections of the object sitting there. So you can actually put your object here, get a bit of a bright area here. That's where Arnold's scrim is brighter because he's got his light close to the scrim. It's brighter here, and then the scrim falls off, and yet you can still see how beautiful the light looks on these shiny things, and you can use that gradient as a compositional feature. Nicely done there, Arnold. This is a very compelling shot. It just looks like a great still life, man.
Yeah, I wanted a contrast between the analog traditional media and digital. So that was the idea.
Have you seen the Netflix special on Platin?
No.
You've got to do it. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Platon.
All right.
All
I'll
of you
look it
should
up.
watch it. What a
Okay.
gifted photographer, and totally committed to his craft. And he is still shooting film because he doesn't want to be distracted
Oh, I see.
by the
Okay.
screen. He and his subject to stay bonded, doesn't want to look away and get distracted.
So I would assume that would be like medium format.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, take a look at it. I hope everybody watches this. This is really beautiful. You got this great texture. Your light's right down on top of this thing too.
Yeah, that's my setup. It's just a single light panel and Bill Bob flashback on top.
Looks like, and you can see folks in the plexi, you can see the bright reflection of the scrim here, and as it falls off across the back. However, that's because it's a reflective surface. These matte things, these areas of non-reflectivity, look, they're evenly lit. They're diffused subjects. The mouse has got a highlight on it because it's a shiny mouse, but the top of this here is perfectly flat lit. It's really, really fun to mix the shiny with the matte. Cool
Right.
shot, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. How many single 240 watt second? So you only use 240 watt seconds through this thing?
Yep.
Your flash is up here somewhere, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And a single pop?
Yep.
What was your ISO and aperture?
I believe it was 200 ISO and my aperture is f20.
Wow.
1/100th of a second.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in flash. Huh. Wow. Sometimes these days, it's been so long since I shot film in the studio. Sometimes these days I start wondering why we had so much power in the studios, because that shot in the studio, I would have been at like probably f22 and 2000 watt seconds up here.
Right.
And then sometimes multiple popping. I forgot you got lens. We got bellows draw, so there's gonna wipe out a couple of f-stops. This is really pretty, Judy. Really pretty. Where's
I'm
Judy?
here.
There
Hi.
you go. This is really pretty. I love it. You sort of took this. Is this a this is like a sculpture of a Toshu?
Yes, yes. It's like 3 inches big. It's very small.
And you've got your nice highlights over here, and look at how the soft the shadow is over here. If you ever see those fashion shoots where the model's standing on the white seamless and there's just a tiny little shadow from here, you know that's a big light source, probably a 4 foot by 8 foot light source right up next to them, so that the light wraps around them and fills in the area back there. Real pretty. And how close is your light to it?
Pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close. What you don't see there is that I did hold a handheld a small black card off to the right,
Just to get this.
just to get on the toe there. Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice too, because that little darkness adds here, but you let the reflection from the background come back onto the shoe here, which I think you have to do on a shiny subject like this. I imagine this is like what, like a plaster,
Porcelain.
yeah, porcelain.
Yeah.
I knew I'd forget that word. And if you just let it go black over here, it wouldn't have that. Here's where the magic happens, folks. Here's where the magic happens. All the little stuff, that little light coming up under there. Right here, look at that, how that light defines the top thing. This is where the magic happens in a photograph. Really pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you got your light right up next to the side here. What's behind
Yeah.
this here, Judy?
That's the light.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
what
speed light behind that scrim. Yeah.
what kind of light?
Speed light.
Okay, speed light. Okay.
I used it's a Godox speed light. I used, I think, 1/16 power.
Okay. If you want to make your speed light cover more of the scrim,
Uh-huh.
okay, there's two ways to do it. One, you can take the front of your speed light and put that flap down on it,
Yeah.
which supposedly makes it wide angle.
Oh,
When you put that flap down, notice the back of your flash or your camera, it'll say 17 millimeter or 18 millimeter. You
okay.
can't zoom it when the thing is down. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what it does is it sort of wink, wink, nod, nod, does that. It really doesn't do that. So take your speed light. If you want to get a more even thing, take your speed light and take a 2 foot by 2 foot panel of tracing paper or something and put it about 5 inches away from your speed light.
Okay.
And then this panel will light up, and then that panel will light up your scrim, and you'll have a very nice even light on the
Oh,
scrim.
all right. Okay. I'll give that a
Okay.
try.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. The other thing is when you drop the panel in the front of the speed light, you lose at least a stop, most of them 2 stops, right?
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
you drop the panel down. Now you just did your test without the panel at 5.6, and you do the shot, and it's way too dark because this thing's coming in about 3.5 now,
Oh, okay.
right? Yeah.
I'd have to open it up more.
If you do the panel, you can zoom the flash out. So let's say you do it and you come up with 5.6 and you think, because your flash is in normal, 50 millimeter, the
Uh-huh.
normal setting. And you think, I wish I had f8. Great. Take your zoom on your flash, move it out to 135 or 200, whichever one your zoom goes to, right? You zoomed it out. You're
Okay.
now at F8. You just gained a stop in the flash.
So you zoom it out.
Yeah, you make it for the tighter flash. Since
Uh-huh.
the flash is just going to hit this card and light it up, it doesn't really matter, does it? All we're going to do is light this bad boy up, and it's going to light the subject up. So you do have some control over light with the zoom in your flash.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna play with that.
All righty, good shot.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Mark, let's see how close your light was to this, Mark.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right up on top of it. You got your speed light, softbox behind the scrim.
Yep. And then I had a little white card over to camera right because I really wanted to try and get some light on that camera right side. But if I brought the card in too close, it just overlit it big time. So you can see it's almost off the table.
Yeah, that's the closer you get your light in over here, the more finesse you have to use with your fill card. Because if you
Yeah.
set it right next to it, it's not going to be evenly lit, but it's going to be close. It's going to be
Yeah.
close. Yeah, you can.
But I used a different light than last week and also a different setup. And I really like the results better.
Well, I'm a big fan of one big soft light. I really, really am big fan of it. I'll tell everybody the truth. That style of photography was very popular through the 80s to the 2000s, and then started getting lots of multiple lights again, which this replaced back in the 50s and 60s. Had multiple lights, then this big softbox came in. But now we're seeing more and more a return to this light. So it is retro, but it's on the cusp of being much more accepted now and much more wanted. So everything goes in waves. Everything that's new, everything old is new again. You know what they say. So nicely done, sir.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah, Jan looks like a Renaissance painting, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. Yep. And that's what they did. That's exactly what the Renaissance did. Open a window and they'd set something there and they just look at how the light fell. Before the Renaissance, they didn't light anything in their paintings. Everything was flat. You know, people were round faces and light up on the same on both sides. It was the Renaissance people who said, no, there's shadow over here and there's highlights here. Really, really pretty. I love your back. You didn't let your background go totally dark, totally
No.
black. So we still have separation here.
Yeah.
Against the background.
Yes. I used just a foil card just to bounce a little bit of light back to get that separation.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at your, I've got an idea for you. Let's look at your behind the scenes shot here. Ah, okay. Follow with me, okay? This isn't how you're supposed to do it. This is just an idea, okay? Because what you did is fine.
Okay.
So you have this thing coming in here and you got your light. And by the time you get to your vase, it's falling off.
Yes.
That's fine. Got your silver card here. What about a white card here, angled to make this part of the black background brighter?
Okay.
And then you have a bright part of the background against the shadow part of the vase, and the dark part of the background against the bright part of the vase. So you have this sort of overlapping thing. Another way to do it is to turn your paper a little, this is a technical term, and we call it cattywampus. Just turn a little cattywampus to it's a little angle to the light. So the light's catching your background with me.
Yes.
Then you put a flag here to flag off this part, and the light eventually gets over to this part, and you'll have that soft gradient across the back.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that your picture needed that, because I'm not, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying your picture is fine. Try doing that in the future and you'll have some fun with it.
Okay then, yes.
This is
thank you.
beautiful. You got great composition, very nice. This is a little confusing in here, Jan.
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah, I was unsure where to place that because
Yeah.
what I liked was the fact that one handle reflected the shape of the other handle.
Yes.
And I
yes.
wasn't sure how far to take it back.
Yeah, boy, and I'm looking at it. I don't know which way to go with it. Maybe in a little bit, because I think having the light on the top of this could look kind of cool if it was over here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Maybe, and then you'd have a dark side of the neck against the lit side of this bowl.
Mhm.
But I don't, I'd have to see it. Obviously, we both have to like play with it. But that's just a little confusing. But other than that, it was a beautiful shot, Jen. Really nice.
Okay. Thank you.
You like that big light in close?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dean. Dean, are you here?
Yeah, good morning, Don.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking yourself.
Yeah, doing okay. Beautiful highlight down the cups. Are these shiny, glossy cups?
Oh, yes, yeah.
All right. Beautiful highlight down the cups. Nice transition. Do you see how the transition is really nice through here? I like, this is again, the little magical things about this. I love the light on the inside of the bowl against the shadow side of the cup. Isn't that beautiful? Just illuminates it. And over here, we actually have the lit side against the shadow side of the bowl. It's really, really fun. I love the light coming back in here, the highlights on here. I think your composition is that's too tight and that's too far.
Okay.
It's got to, or if we're going to be this tight over here, then let's be that tight over here. You see what I'm saying?
Right, yep.
Then we center it up, then it would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And your old brick wall looks great back here. Did you add this vignette here, or is that a flag?
It's actually angled away, so you got a Fresnel lens and it's angled off. So
Okay. All right. I would add a bit of a just a bit of a vignette up here, not down through here, just up in here. Bring that in. It's a little bit darker, and you can kind of see what that'll do. It'll make this bright area behind the pot a little bit brighter and really pop it forward. Nice.
okay.
Good shot. Great colors. Great colors. Look at your behind. Oh, is there a behind the scene? There was a behind the scene.
That was the original one.
Got it. Okay. So this is your light here.
Yep. It's a Fresnel lens. 4 foot by 4 foot.
It's a Fresnel.
Yes. With a scrim on front of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, why did you use a Fresnel?
I really like how the light plays. You can get adjusting it. You can get like a hard light in the middle and then soft on the edges, so you can change whatever
Okay, good.
size you want, and you can just you can really play around. You can a massive change in light just by moving it in and out.
Yep.
So I really
Very
like
nice.
that. Do that.
So yeah, and it's unfortunately we're not really seeing the result of that here. We'd see it if this didn't have paint on it, but I think right here is where your hot spot is, and you just move it off.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I recommend grids is that you can get your light down very close over here, and you can make this grid be very bright here and then just fall off. And then if you have a bottle down here, for instance, you'll have this beautiful highlight because it's reflecting the entire scrim, but it'll be a little bit brighter here and it'll just fall off. You can't do that with a softbox. A softbox, the entire thing is one shade of white. You can't play with it.
Yeah, so that's the advantage of Fresnel lenses. You can do the same with a parabolic as well.
Yep. Nicely done. Nice shot. Really nice shot. Get that cropping, that framing up, and you'll have it. Jay, is Jay here?
Yep.
All right, Jay, got your bell peppers here and got the water. We can see the light reflected in the water. Your octa up here. Nice highlight on here. Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty shot. Your fall off is nice. What are you doing with the fill? Are you doing any fill at all? No.
No.
No. All right.
No, I wanted it to have some graduation.
You wanted it to what? I'm sorry.
I wanted to have some on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Shading.
Yeah. I would. I'd get rid of those bumps, those spots.
Oh, okay.
Bright
Depending on
spots.
which shot
We
you
don't-
got.
Yeah, we don't need them at all. The peppers look great. Did you retouch the peppers at all?
Yeah. Smooth. Yeah, they were little wrinkles and circles on them, so it's smooth them.
Yeah, great
They were
peppers.
getting older as the week went.
Yeah. Nice. Good color.
Yeah,
Good arrangement.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Patricia,
All right,
how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Got a little Thanksgiving kind of fall thing going here, huh?
Yeah. Squashes.
Yep. One thing, I love the way the squashes pop off the background, but we're not level. We're gonna have to put this in Photoshop and kind of, you see how this one's going straight up and this one's canting out? We're gonna want to turn it so they're like evenly canting a little bit. It'll make a big difference. Make a big
Right.
difference. This light is really pretty through here. It's a very it looks very much like the natural window light, right? Which is
Oh, no, it was.
what that is. The only thing, Patricia, I would have done is I'd have you bring the scrim all the way over to here.
Right.
It's a little bit far away for your subject matter to get the feel of the big light. However, I don't think it's as far away as it looks in this picture, right?
Yeah, well, it's not that far away, but yeah,
I
think it's just
this
maybe
is
the
like
angle. Yeah.
done with an iPhone, maybe.
Yeah.
And the iPhone tends to have that sort of slight wide angle and pushes things in the
Yeah, I don't think
mid-down
it's as
back.
far
Yeah.
as it looks, but yeah.
Yeah, the next time you do something like this, put your diffuser right on the edge of the table,
All right.
right here, okay? And then work through it. I love the flag. The flag is what's making this real, these things here pop out. It's kind of a cool effect. You know?
Well, it was also the very edge of the box thing was getting very bright with the light
Over
on the
here?
right-hand side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to dull that down a bit.
Well, I don't know if I don't know if I said this last time, but when I see a set and there's no flags on the set, I always wonder if the photographer could have made a better shot. These things, flags, cutters, that's where your real manipulation of your shot happens. Now, you can do that in Lightroom. You can, quote, fix it in Lightroom. There's no doubt about it, okay? But isn't it almost like more fun to just really get it right? Then when you go into Lightroom or Capture One or whatever you do, you just have to tweak it a little bit. You guys know what a cutter is?
No.
Go to Home Depot. First of all, you got to get a little frame here. You got a little frame that would come down kind of like this. And this is screen wire, like a porch screen. You bring your screen wire down. I'm sorry, this is your thing. You got your screen running in here, and you take your screen a little bit farther than your frame, and you just rip it to shreds. Or in my case, let my dog have it, since my dog just tore down our entire sliding screen doors yesterday. My cute little lovable dog just cost me $600. That's how much I got to pay to get him replaced. So let the dog play with them. So these are all become shredded. So now you have this screen wire, and it'll stop like maybe if you get big screen, it'll stop half a stop, tighter screen will do a stop. And then where it gets all tangled down here, you don't have that edge. It just sort of floats in. These are fun. Build them and play with them, and you can actually gradient the light after it's left the light source. They're really fun. But flags are imperative. Beautiful shot, Patricia. Get that thing straightened, okay?
Yeah, I'm struggling with the straighten tool now. They've made it more modern. In Photoshop. It used to be easier to manipulate. So
yeah, I just put it in Photoshop, make a new layer, and use rotate.
Okay.
And you just slightly rotate it until it looks right. Stamp it, and then crop it just, in like 1/8 of an inch to get the overlap off, because you don't need much. It's not, that doesn't need much. And that's the thing that's hard to do when you only need like 2 degrees,
Yeah.
And if you pull your cursor, you can see my cursor, right? If your cursor is on that spinning tool, the rotate tool here, it's very harsh. Move your cursor out to here.
All right. Yeah.
Very, very slowly manipulate it, pixel by pixel.
Yeah, because it was going kind of one way or the other way. Yeah. Okay,
right.
thanks.
You bet. Jim Hill.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Let's look where your light is here. Yeah, all right. Big light. In close. Kind of a early morning window kind of feel here. Wow, that's great. You've got the little thing of tomatoes. You got some ripe ones, some almost ripe ones, and some ones that are not. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's the last of my tomatoes in my garden this year. It's 36, cool. 36 this morning here in Iowa.
I don't think these are going to ripen, Jim.
No.
Yeah. I think your tomato crop's done, pal. At 36 degrees. Yep. Well, you can use green tomatoes, right?
Yeah, I got a few green ones out there still.
Yeah, you can fry them up. Pretty. Your composition is pretty, and you got all these things over here, and this one is here. These are close enough. All this stuff, but you put this space around this, guys, so they are the hero of the shot, no doubt about it. Great that you've got your light a little bit to the back. That's really, really pretty. No fill, right?
I had a little bit of I was hand holding a black card in front of that light on the bottom part of it a little bit.
A black card here?
Yeah, I had it in front of the light there a little bit. I was kind of off a little bit of the bottom.
Oh, over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But you didn't add any fill to this side.
No.
Yeah. That gives it really, really contrasty. Really, really nicely done. What's your aperture here?
F8.
Okay. So you got this tomato in focus and that tomato in focus, and then it just sort of drops off right about there. Mm-hmm. I will caution everybody, and everybody loves to get those f1.4 lenses and stuff, right? We want to save up we want to have 50 millimeter 1.2 because we think the guys on the internet have those, the internet gurus have those lenses and stuff. So we got to have them. Let me tell you something. If you're shooting and you want to put this in a magazine, if you're shooting an assignment for somebody, don't accept what you have as the final. In other words, Jim, I would have said, if this was for an assignment for a magazine, shoot it at 4, shoot it at 5.6, shoot it at 8, and shoot it at 11. Now, here's the deal. There's reason. You shoot it at 4, and the art director goes, "Oh, this is really beautiful. Wow, Jim, this is great. Do you have any with some more depth of field?" I swear to God, they'll do that. And you go, right? So let's say next time you go, I'll show the guy, I'll shoot it at f11. So you shoot it at f11. He's going to go, yeah, these are really, do you have any with any less depth of field? So what you do when you're doing an assignment is you bracket depth of field. And anything that you shoot that has really slim depth of field, the feeling of the slim depth of field doesn't double, it triples when you put it on paper. It looks great on screen. And you put it on a paper and you've got a print and all you're seeing are all these fuzzy stuff. If it looks good at 2.8, shoot it at 5.6.
Okay. I have
So
to practice a little more of the bracketing stuff there.
Yeah. And all you do is bracket by power, right? You just change the power of your strobe or your ISO. You can change your ISO. So what was your ISO on here?
100.
100. So then you're at, you said 8?
Yep.
8. So you go to 211 and 400 at 16 and you're done.
Okay.
If you've gained it. You don't have to go any wider. Nice shot, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
Craig.
Hey, how are you?
I like this. It's very modern, Craig.
Very modern.
All right, there we go. In tight. Good reflections. What's your surface here?
It's a black tabletop that has a little bit of varnish on it.
Okay. That's a really nice surface. It's not plexiglass.
No.
And it's got enough reflection that it really hints at the subject. That's really nice. Did you do that yourself?
Oh, no, I bought the table from like Amazon or something.
Okay, so it's like a laminate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. What a great surface. Sometimes plexi's too much, you know? This works really well. And your highlights here, your light looks great all the way through. Let's go back to your setup shot. Yeah, big light source, small product. What'd you think of the big light source?
I liked it. It was a similar setup that I had last week. So it was good. And I didn't use a fill card because I thought we weren't supposed to, or use a flag, but that was what I had the hardest time with, is like, how do I get it to work? I thought maybe it was too hot on the left there with the white spots.
This right here?
Yeah.
If we take those away, what do we lose?
I don't know.
We lose the texture.
Oh, yeah, right.
We lose the texture of the thing. We just, these are glossy to the touch, right?
Yeah.
If we get rid of that, we don't see the glossy anymore. And that's what I think makes these things really special, is that we do see the glossy on it, you know?
Yeah.
I think you could have too much of that at some point. I don't think you do here.
Okay.
I think it's important to show us that gloss. Absolutely. I keep looking over like I need to look at the, how many of us do that? You have to look at the Zoom screen to have a conversation. I mean, it's like, no, you don't have to look, you can just stare over here and have the conversation. It's really hard. Good,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah. Norm.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Hi, Norm. Yeah. Large scrim, camera left.
Yep.
Yeah, you flagged it off over here. Good for you. Good for you.
That's similar to
Yeah.
what you were telling Jan about, right? To throw the shadow on the left
Yep.
side, so it was dark behind the bright part of the melon.
The brightest part of the melon, it's darker there, and in the lit part of the melon, it's, you know, we got plain, and then on the shadow side over here, we've got a lit background.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, probably could get more of the effect if we, oops, sorry, the wrong way. If we moved your background farther back.
Okay.
There's no reason, when you think about it, there's no reason it has to be up that close. We can move it back from the subject, and then a little bit bigger thing here, and you can really, really play with it. You're going to spend, when you're shooting still life like this, everything is so, you're so tight on the product that you're shooting, the subject. You're so tight that everything becomes important, and you spend equal amount of time working your surface and your background as you do the subject itself. And you got to, you cut it up. I love the light in here. I like this even right here. Look, that little shadow coming in right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And then over here, got a little bit of light on the background. We got the dark shadow here. We got the lit side of the bowl here. Little highlight there. This looks really good. Norm.
Thank you.
Looks pretty level too. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to fiddle with that a little bit in post, but got it to look pretty good.
You got this dark coming in here. You got this dark coming in there, right?
Yeah, I think
in
on the right.
Photoshop. In Photoshop, let's make this even a little bit darker out to about here, so we get a feeling of light coming across the background. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
I think that could be really cool. You did great with your processing. What did you do in the color processing here?
Not too much, other than adjusting the lines for horizontal straightness. I think I tweaked the tonality and maybe cranked up the vibrance a little bit for the. I don't know. I was going back and forth with it. This is where I ended up.
All right, looks good, and real magic happened in there.
Yeah, I had a little handheld white card that I was waving around trying to get that fork with some highlights.
You waved it around just right, my friend. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I was
really
pretty happy
nice
with that one. Yeah.
Imagine the shot with this fork being black, reflecting nothing.
I have some. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Nope, doesn't work unless it's a black plastic fork. That's
Right,
the only
right.
way it works. That's not. Good job.
Thank you.
Well thought out shot. Good for you.
Thanks.
And Joe. Joe's got a white. Hi, Joe. Right down on top there. Even all the way through. So you went with a top-down large light. You actually used the light instead of creating a light and shadow side. You just lit it.
Just lit it this time.
Yeah. You got any fill around that?
No fill.
Just
No
just
fill on
the,
that one.
Just the white paper itself.
Yep. Originally they were on that white dish in the front, and I had black cards behind the back to try to get the dish to show up, but I didn't like the way the cupcake sat on the dish.
And everybody noticed that if you have that much white paper in front, right, you're going to get so much fill from it. There's so many products, especially I would say, honestly, baked goods and things like that, that you can do with that light down on top. Just light it up. You don't have to fill anything. You're getting all this fill off the white. Did you have to do anything to the white to get it bright?
No, the white, nope. I just
much
wish I
stayed.
had moved the cupcakes about 6 inches to the right, because it's like 253 on the right side and 248 like up in the upper left hand corner.
Mhm.
They're just not quite centered under the light.
Yep. And nothing is blown out. Looks good. Yeah, looks good. That's your like you got that gentle sweep in the paper that we talked about. So this light, if you can see, instead of making your paper come down and do this, which is what pretty much everybody does when they first get paper, you take your paper down like this. So if your light is sitting here like this, you see your lights hitting here, then at this point, you're going to get a highlight, but this is so far away from this light here, this is going to go darker. You can't get a white background if that's your subject camera shooting from this direction, right? But if it's swept like this and you have your thing, you're lighting this entire white paper. It's all the same distance from the white, and you put your subject right down here, bigger light, right down here, and you get a real clean white all the way across. And that works for people as well. I don't curve my paper, show with it straight down in a curve out. I sweep it out. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Lee, this is beautiful. What is this?
It's a wooden mask of a Jaguar.
Oh, wow.
It's very intense. It's wood. And I have it forever. And I thought, I said, I've never done this before. So, and the idea was to intensify all the angles of the mask.
Yeah. Some really
make
cool
it
things happen.
kinda
Look at your light
intense.
here. So where did you, you shot it from here?
Yes.
Okay. And what are you using for light source?
The light in the back,
This?
the little one, yes.
Oh, okay.
All the way
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, you were supposed to use a big light source.
And I did put one, but it was a lot softer. So I wanted
Yeah.
more intensity. So I did took it off.
Yep. Here's a couple of interesting, this very bright light here. Well, a couple of interesting things. This is actually giving you that. That little thing there is really being lit up from that. That's a cool angle, Lee. It's a cool angle. I looked at it, and I couldn't figure it out, but once I saw it, then that was great. Nicely done. What lens? Oh, there it is.
1680 at 16.
Okay. Yeah, but where in the 16? Oh, at 15 millimeters. 16 millimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah, pulling it out. Really nice. Cool.
So I got all the just white on.
Yeah. Carl,
Hey, Dan,
Moore.
how's it going?
Carl, are these new speakers or are these retro?
I've had these for a while. I've been trying to sell them for like a year, so I was like, maybe I could do a new photo of these and they'll sell. But they're
Is
I
this
don't
a
know, 10 years old.
passive woofer up here or a high treble?
That's the treble is up there, and then it has a ported bass below it.
These ought to sound pretty good.
They do sound pretty good.
Yeah. Why are you selling them?
I have really nice speakers now. I play guitar, so I play them through tower speakers now.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
awesome. But these are good for bookshelf speakers. They're really good.
I wrote a little bit about yesterday about the first time I heard Keith Jarrett's album, the Cone Concerts, and my friend had just bought Klipsch. Do you remember Klipsch?
Yeah, I know Clips. I haven't actually
They were-
heard their horn speakers. I've been looking to hear them.
They were doors.
Oh yeah.
He had two. They were the size of a bathroom door, and they were really thin. Oh my God, I'd never heard anything like that in my life. And of course, I heard this brand new, never played. I ripped the cellophane off. We put that album on. First time I'd ever heard it. He had the kind of turntable that hung on the wall so that the needle you wouldn't get weight on the needle. It would just press in so
Oh, that's
gently.
cool. I've never seen anything like that actually.
Big money. This guy was an audiophile. I had never heard anything like that in my life. So
Yeah, I just spent a week
beautiful.
like restoring my grandpa's old speaker, so it's like it was harder than I thought it would be.
Thank you for equating me with your grandfather. Appreciate it.
Oh no, well he had AR3A, so they were like 1958.
Oh yeah, those
Old
are actually before my time right there. I was born in the 60s. Yeah, late 60s. This is really pretty. A big light source, getting that nice feeling here. And I think the one thing that big light sources do is this kind of beautiful highlight coming around here and then gradient in over here. That's what big lights is. Sharp light sources, small light sources. It's too small. It pops. Look how smooth that is. The gradation is really great. Let's look at your behind the scenes shot again here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, right in close. It's even, it's smooth all the way around. I didn't realize it was an
So
umbrella.
the card on the right is a black card. It's like black
This
on one
one?
side. So that's why I was getting, that was the main thing I switched. That was actually, it was
Yeah.
basically my original shot, except I switched that one card and then I put another card in the back.
When you had the white card here, this just blew out, didn't it?
It didn't blow out. I just thought it looked better with the black card because it gave it like a little bit of a moodier look.
Yeah, because you got that over here. And
Yeah.
this would have been way brighter than that with the white card here.
I think it just looked too flat with the white because it was like all it didn't pop out as much.
Yeah. Good product shot. It was a really good product shot. You got a little bit of gradient going on in the background, which is always interesting. We can see the detail all the way through the speakers. Nicely done. What lens, Carl?
I was using my 50mm that I use most of the time. So yeah, it's 50mm.
Yeah. Nice set.
Probably would have
too,
been
by the
better
way.
with 85 or longer lens, but
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
sure. I don't
every
like to
lens
scan
has
super
every
far
lens
back.
has its best thing that it'll give you, and every lens has got its challenge. An 85 could be a challenge with keeping the thing sharp, all the way through. The longer you get, the shallower your depth of field is at any given aperture. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, 24mm at f 5.6 or even 8. Right in here, those numbers will be in focus from about 20 inches to damn near infinity.
Huh.
200mm lens at f5.6, you got at it's not going to focus for like 8 feet, and it's going to be in focus for about 7 inches.
Oh, because I used to think it was just my lens. I didn't realize it was like the characteristic of the focal length.
Yeah.
It does. Okay. So I thought, yeah, I still thought that was like a manufacturer thing.
Nope. It is built in. It's built into the thing. So like my 8x10 camera my lens is a 350mm lens.
Okay.
That's the normal lens. So it'd be the same as a 50 on a 35. That's the normal view.
Yeah.
But it's still a 350. So it has the same super shallow depth of field that any 350mm lens would have. It just covers more area of the negative, rendering a normal view. So doing a portrait, somebody head and shoulders at f8 on my view camera, I get like that much depth of field. So it's everything's related.
Okay.
Nicely
Yeah,
done.
thanks for the info.
Yep. Bonnie, this is really pretty.
Oh, hey, Don.
Hi, how are you? We got a nice big...
I'm sorry, I don't have it behind the scenes.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. It's just a window. It's a big window right next to that, and it was an overcast day. No
Okay.
flags, no cards, just window.
No flags, no cards, just window.
Yeah.
Well, it's an overcast day. How much? You don't have trees or anything out the window, right?
Not right out the window.
Right.
No.
But so basically, this is a giant softbox that's being constricted by the window.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's what it looks like. It looks like a great big softbox, a great big scrim. The highlights, are beautiful, and they're picking up the thing over there, and you can see this is your inverse square law. Your window's like, I want to say it's like right here, Bonnie.
It is, yeah.
Right there, right? Because look
Yeah.
at the table fall off. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stop and a half. That light's very, very close. And so by doing that, when you're in really close with your light source, by doing that, you create drama in the picture just in the lighting itself. That's really, really pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Nicely done.
Thanks.
In post, did you do anything?
I did. I corrected the profile correction, and I brightened up that's rice actually hanging down there. So I brightened that up just a smidge, like with a radial filter, sort of on the rice and
Yep.
on that bright part of the picture. I lifted that just a little bit. I added just a smidge of contrast and increased the saturation a little bit, but then I went back and crushed the blacks just a little bit because I wanted it to be a little bit aged looking.
Mhm.
I don't know if I succeeded, but that was the goal.
Have you ever heard of RNI?
Nope.
They are
No.
film emulation presets for Lightroom.
Okay. RNI.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. one of the things I love about them is they do, they have scanned thousands of, Portra negatives and thousands of Ektar negatives, and they've found it. So you can take this and say, okay, I want this to look like I shot it on Ektar, right? Color negative film. And it just does its magic. I have found that when I'm doing little still lifes like this, I like to shoot my succulent garden, little still lifes like this. All I'm doing is going into R&I, hitting a preset, and I'm done.
Cool.
Yeah, you should check them out. I think they
I
have
will.
a free, a free download or whatever, trial period. Check them out, because for this kind of stuff, I think they're great. The other thing I use them for is that I can create a uniform color palette. So when I went on my motorcycle trip and I shot all those things, I passed all of them through one of the R&I filters, and they all have a uniform color to them, where if I do them individually, the blues change, the greens change, whatever. This makes them all look like they were shot on the same film, hence the same color palette. It's kind of
Makes a cohesive collection then, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything sort of ties together.
Cool. Okay,
Beautiful.
thank you.
Yep. David Thielen. What did you shoot here, David? I don't know what that is. Oh, bar of homemade soap. David, are you here? Okay. Well, I see what he's doing. He's working in the feather. Can you see that? His product is in the feather of the light. The bulk of the light is going beyond the product, which is a great way to shoot. Oops, wrong way. Great way to shoot. So the bulk of the light's over there, and then somehow he's scrimmed it off, flagged it off, so it's creating a bit of a shadow back there. All right. Ilona.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Ilona. Look at the big, beautiful highlight there. Oh, the leaves look great. See how close your light is. Right on top of the window. Yep.
Yes. I took your advice from last time and I'm in much closer.
Yep. Do you like it?
I love it, but I actually had to block off a little bit of the light. There's a white card on the left, the tiny one, because it was blowing out the highlights completely. And if I would put it a little further, I would not have enough of light reflecting the back of the berry. So with the black, it was very challenging. I was going back and forth little by little, adding, taking.
These little berries right here were blowing out, right?
Yeah, the highlights on the left of it, yes, was totally blown out. And
It's
the same
just
highlight at the bottom of it.
so much light being reflected, angle of incidence, angle of reflection from down here. You blocked it with the little card, so now we're getting the shadow side of the card, which, well, it makes sense to fix that. You didn't put a black card there because that may have been too heavy. The white card passes a little bit of light, still gets, this card is being lit up by this card, this lights this card lights that card, and you get your fill, you just keep your fill in there. Really tasty way to consider your light. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had it in the water too. So the water made the highlight at the bottom even stronger if there was nothing. So it was blinding basically.
Well, I'm glad you recognize it. I'm glad you figured out how to fix it.
Thank you.
It's beautiful little still life. How fun.
Yeah, I had, I wanted to do something dark, black. So this was fun for me to play with, and getting the bokeh in the bag as well.
F4 100 millimeters. Nicely done. Ilona. Nicely done. Cool. Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. Jody, are you here?
Here.
Jody?
I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so you shot a box of tea.
Oh, what I tried to do is I watched the movie, the guy that you had out there, and I thought, well, I'm really new to all this flash stuff, so I'll just try to do what he did with all the different positioning of the light and whatever.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. It looked a lot easier than it was, and I I did all the positions. I did that, but uh, with umpteen middle horrible mistakes. But the one thing that he did was he used a silver piece of silver reflector to put a kind of a fringe light on the back of the. And I could not get that to work. No matter what I did, it wouldn't work. It just didn't work. So, and the other thing I learned was something that somebody told me a long time ago was if you're going to shoot a product, you make sure the package is really good. And this one wasn't. It was just out of the closet.
Yeah, yeah, I wasn't gonna beat you up for the package at all. The fill on this side might be too bright.
Yeah.
It might be too bright, Jody, because what's happening is this is really blending to the background.
Right, and I was trying to get that stupid etch light with that silver reflector, and it just wouldn't. I think I took 70 pictures of this stupid tea box.
When you see packaging, and you're right, you're not going to pull it off the shelf. When you see it in an ad, understand that they have made that package possibly by hand. They didn't go to the grocery store and grab that box of Tostios. They had the it's made just for the photography, but what we have to do sometimes is get double-sided sticky tape so that we can put it here and flatten that down, so there's no edge there. That's one of the things that we can do if we're doing that consumer work. But I'm not going to beat you up on packaging. That's a whole different thing. I don't think you wanted us to be that bright back there. So that might have been
You're right about that.
Yeah. I think you're pretty good here. Pretty good. I think your background is too bright for your product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Good job. And you've got your light right up.
Oh,
right
hey,
up over.
Don.
Sorry, it was first. Got your light right up in there.
What?
Was somebody asking me a question? Okay. Yeah, your light's right up in there. Looks good. Silver reflectors are hard.
The guy in the movie,
What's that?
yeah. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he had that kind of semi-hard, curvy backdrop on his product.
Yeah.
Where do you get those?
Those are called, they're product tables. You can look at B&H.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a hard product table, if I remember right. It's actually a little sweep, like a plexi.
Right. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Look at B&H for product. They're not expensive, actually. They're under $100.
Oh,
You set them up, and it's got the little plexi that bends up, and you can put a light behind them and under them, and the whole thing. Yeah, little product table.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Eleanor, is Eleanor here? Where's my Eleanor? Oh, lovely shot, Eleanor. Eleanor is a Project 52 alumni that I'm really, really proud of. She came into Project 52 as a total amateur, and now she is a total professional with 2 studios, studio in San Francisco, a studio up north of San Francisco, and is shooting for all kinds of clients. And beautiful shot. Just love that. And there's her shot. She's going right now. Yeah, and you look how close Eleanor placed her subject to her light. You see that? I mean, bare inches from the subject. It is literally right there, and look what it does. It just, see the fall off? You get 2 fall offs. Number one, you get a fall off of the reflection of that light coming back in, and number 2, you get a fall off within the subject itself because it is so close to the light. Stunning picture, Eleanor. Beautiful shot. Terry McDermott. All right, we got a wolf's head. Terry, are you here? Ah. Okay. Nicely lit all the way through, but I can't tell you what can't tell. East facing. Oh, patio side doors. Okay. Yeah, this is what great big light does. It just lights up everything really, really pretty. Notice the texture. All the textures being brought in by the dark background and reflection of the nothingness that's around it. Really good. Michelle. You can see our source there. Is Michelle here? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. I hope you're doing well, Michelle. I like your light on the on this thing. I like how we got a highlight here. We have a feeling of light, separate light on the background, which gives it kind of depth. Really nice depth through here. We can see there's a round scrim here. We can see a nice big fill card over here. All the way through feels nice. The composition is good. The horizon is not quite where I'd want it, but it's not killing. See, I don't want to see the horizon between these two guys. I would have lowered that horizon to there and let both of these come up above. When this one breaks and we can see the horizon back there, it's kind of a letdown to that part of the shot. But yeah, really nice. Good stuff. The chicken shot. Asha.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Asha. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. Anytime I get to spend my morning talking about photography is a good day. It's a good day.
That's good.
All right, so we've got a big soft light over here. I'm not going to look at your setup yet because I want to ask you, it looks like we've got a soft fill to the left.
That's correct.
This looks really good. When you process this, what did you do?
So I crushed the blacks a bit. I did a bit of contrast, and then I think I took the shadows up a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you've what's it called? Is it, they call it crushing the blacks? Is that what it's called? You've brought the blacks up. There's no real black in the picture, right? You hold it up. Yeah. It has that's got a nice, it kind of, to me, it like adds a little like a desaturation to it. It cuts the contrast. Now, here's the thing. I think that technique works really well on everything but the product. I think if you add more contrast, see, more contrast is going to give us brighter highlights, right? And we're going to feel that. But I don't want you to cut back on your style of production here. It looks really good. And it's got a nice feeling. I just want to see these things crackle and pop. If I look at these closely, there's probably nothing in here brighter than a very light gray. And there should be, right? Because they're white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're white. That's white. Yes.
Yep. So that's what I do. I'd go back. You're in, you did this in Lightroom and Photoshop, right?
I did it only in Lightroom.
Okay. Go back in Lightroom, use your brush to paint these individually and just play with the contrast. You may not even have to brighten them. Just play with the contrast a little bit. Really pretty. Now we'll see how you lit it. Oh, there you go. Big, big light. Asha, you can get this light in all the way up to your set.
It's actually about,
it's not very far.
A feet.
Yeah,
away.
I was going to say a foot to 18 inches.
Yeah,
you can.
That's about it.
Yeah. And the black card back there. This looks really good. What this whole speed light.
That's a speed light, yes.
Yep.
So in fact, I did another one before this, and you can see it in the small which I used, like you said, for Judy, I used it with a double scrim. And I didn't put a BTS for this, but.
Well, you know what?
Mhm.
I kind of like this one better.
I was so torn as to which one of them that I wanted to put.
I'm
was
drawn
like,
to the color. I
yeah.
love this how you canted the surface.
Mhm.
And then you brought the bowl up and broke the point so we don't see the point. You took the point out over here. I like this one better. These are white.
Okay. Mhm.
See, I'm just gonna have to come. I'm just gonna have to come over and look at your stuff. Make sure you're putting up the right image. That's what I have to do. Really
I
nice.
was like, I wanted to do that first.
Yeah,
but then-
this is beautiful as well. I really like that soft thing that you did with your blacks in this, that style. I think it works really well. You bring these crystals up in contrast, and I think it'll pop really well.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Giannis.
Hello, Don. How are you?
Hi, Giannis. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Back in the studio after you were on location, right?
Oh yeah, I was abroad in Norway for shooting. I came 2 days ago and I was so tired and had no time for shooting. So this was so quick, just 1 hour before meeting. I don't like that, but whatever.
I don't think it's your best work, Giannis.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
But
that's not my strong point.
But you are there's several things within this picture that shows the magic of that big light, right?
Yes.
Nice
That's
big
why I used
highlight,
it.
big all the way through here. That soft gradient that goes through the back. I think it looks, I think it's lit really well. But honestly, I can tell you didn't spend enough time on it.
No, it was just 5 minutes. Yes, I told you that. Yeah. It was just a quick not to lose the meeting. That's all.
Yeah, that's good. Really nice. But this is
Because I lost the
you
last time.
You do have a picture in here, by the way.
With that one, I don't know. Maybe yeah.
It's
I
not
have
bad
that.
at all, right there.
Yeah.
And something like this over here.
Yeah, you're right. I have that one.
Yeah, those aren't bad. Just you just sort of ganged them up. We'll call it like gang printing.
Yeah,
it's gang shooting. You shoot one shot, cut it into 4. There you go.
I was just in a hurry,
Yeah, not bad. All right,
get
well,
the shot and take place on the meeting.
Yeah. All right, good.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Lawrence. Oh my, Lawrence.
Hey, Don.
Oh, Lawrence. I was going to say that is a window for sure. I was
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Really cool. Well, you brought your camera. You're backlighting with your window, and I don't know if you know this, but tremendous amounts of food photography are done this way.
All right.
There are photographers in. I know 2 photographers in Brooklyn. They share a space, and they got this space in an old, manufacturing old shop, and they have these 2-story windows, and their tabletops are right up against those 2-story windows, and that's where they shoot. The windows face north.
Yeah, I'm north as well. Yeah, and
So you never have light coming in the window.
Yeah, I've got the
always-
reflection. I've got the reflection from the house.
Yeah. And the
across.
f-stop, the aperture just changes maybe 1 stop from winter to summer. And that's about it. Yeah, really, really nice. Let's go back and we got your silver cards here. So you get this beautiful bright, look at the highlight running on here. This is a great shot. This
Thank
just
you.
feels like the tropics.
Yeah, and it's Scotland, and it's not really hot just now. So
This is in Scotland?
yeah.
Well, Scotland's tropical in a way. It is.
It's wet.
It's more tropical than Iceland. Let's put it that way. Let's just look at, everything's got relative, right? I'm coming to Scotland, by the way.
Are you?
I am coming to Scotland. I am going to be in Scotland. I hope I hope this time next year, I want to come up and I want to go into make photographs in the Scottish Highlands.
Ah, well, that's where I
Absolutely.
am. Yeah, I just came for 3 weeks in my house. So I don't have a lot of equipment, but I have great windows. So
And I am going to go and visit Shetland Island.
I've never been to Shetland. Yeah,
I want to go to Shetland
so very
Island. So
nice. Yeah.
this is really pretty. I love this shot.
Thank you.
This is a really good class, by the way. As a group of people putting in images, a really good class. Andrea, are you here? Yes. I can't hear you, Andrea. Is there a mic issue? Let me check the chat. Okay. Someone sent me a direct message that says they just put their picture in and they put it in the wrong one, but I don't know who it was.
It's me, John. Dan
Oh,
Flynn.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you refresh, I think they'll pop up.
Okay, Andrea, I can't hear you. So I don't, if there's something wrong with your mic, let me know in the chat. These look like dying flowers to me. And I have a big thing for dying flowers. I love photographing dying flowers or dead flowers. I have a bouquet in the back right now that's probably 2 years old. It's all tied together. And man, these bad boys are dead. They ain't coming back to life. You know what I'm saying? And I just love this. This is really, really pretty. Let's look at your light, Andrea. Oh yeah, right up against it. Look at that. And you can see, and once again, you can see that beautiful, yeah, Andrea, I'm going to mute you and I'm going to ask to unmute you. Okay, I just muted you. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Nope. Still not hearing it. We can see how the inverse square looks up close. Look at the fall off. And look what the drama that fall off gives to an image. We feel that light coming in from the side. All this is really beautiful. This might be something to bring down a little bit, Andrea, only because we're missing some detail in here, and we've massive detail in the rest of this. Massive detail. Let's bring that down just a little bit. Use your brush and highlight and brush in Lightroom or whatever. Just pull it down just a couple of ticks maximum. We still want to feel that those highlights are in there. ISO 100, f22, 100 millimeter macro. Beautiful. And let's look at the setup. She's got her octabox right up on top of it. Yeah, black paper is the background. Nicely done, Andrea. Very nicely done. Really clean shot. And Dan.
Yep.
All right. All right, Dan. This is a pestle mortar.
No, it's a Tibetan prayer bowl. It's a brass bowl and that hammer.
You probably wouldn't want to like chop up chilies in it then. That'd probably be
no, it's actually kind of
so many levels. Yeah. This looks, I was telling you, this was a style back in the 70s. This looks like did you get that Gary Perwheeler book we were talking about?
No.
Dan?
No, I did not.
It reminds me very much of Gary Perwheeler. That's beautiful, but you've got a different composition style going on, but this just looks like kind of work that was so incredible back in the day. It's coming back. Trust me, it's coming
thank
back.
God I've come around.
More and more of it. What's that?
Thank God I've come around.
Yeah, really. Well, see, I never stopped. So I was out of fashion for a while, but my clients love what I did. So fashion doesn't mean much to me. I just have to stay true to what I do. Love that. Love this little bit of light coming on the bowl over here. This is so nice. This helps just make the shot. You know, it's just sometimes the littlest thing missing will bring the shot down. That looks.
Yeah, I really
so
want to
good.
get that shape, you know, and that
Yep.
the
You got
rim.
the, yep, right here. You got this coming in here. Then the beads are kind of evenly lit. Look how the beads bring us from dark over here down and lead us right into where it's light. And the beads all are fairly close in luminance here. We get a little bit dark down here, but this is really, really, really pretty.
Thank you.
Great highlight up here.
And that was actually the beads, the mala was given to me by the Dalai Lama. So it's really pretty sacred thing.
Yeah, I got your light right on top of it, man. Yeah. That's it. I love it. You're using a stand and a clamp to hold the little white card. See, you're making us all look bad now, Dan.
Why is that?
Because like in my set, the fill card would be sitting here on a beer bottle, you know,
Well,
instead of
you know, I've
leaning
been using
against
the wine
or-
bottles from Project 52 to hold cards pretty regularly because they're pretty, you know, but I invested in another arm.
Well, you know what the best thing that you have to lean fill cards with is when you're in the studio is the useless 80 to 200 zoom, because you're never using it in the studio, but it's heavy enough, it'll hold pretty much any card. So yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Good set. You're what I'm impressed by so much here, folks, is how professional your sets look. You can tell a lot about how a photographer thinks about lighting by seeing the set. And your sets look good, they look professional, and they look like you've thought about the light. Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's quickly go over to next week's assignment so I can get everybody.
Don?
Yeah.
This is Bob Royer. I apologize. I came in late. Mine was up near the top.
There we go. Where, I wonder what that little light is coming from there. Where is that light coming from, Bob?
Which light?
This right here.
I had a little fill card way off to the left.
Okay. All right, so it's not in your behind the scenes shot. It's over here somewhere. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It fell over when I took the picture.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Because without that, the picture doesn't work. With that, picture works fine. That's what we were talking about. Little things that matter, you know. You got your light down pretty close over here. You could actually take this scrim even closer if you wanted to. But you're shooting something that's very metallic. And so you get that big, beautiful highlight. I call them liquid highlights that just moves across this. Look how beautiful it looks on the scroll here. Really cool. So there's brown in this. Is this?
It's a patina.
Oh, a patina on it. That's what it's
Yeah.
coming from. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Your light is actually lighting up the inside of this thing, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. It did really well. Man, I'm sitting here, I'm kind of jealous. I can't tell you how many times we'd be shooting something. Oh, can we get light inside? And you kind of go, like, how many times I wanted to go, no, it's a box, you moron. You can't do that when you're working with clients. Don't ever call your client a moron. I'm speaking from experience here. Yeah, that works out really well.
Thanks,
It's
Don.
clean. Your reflection down here is a little bright for my taste, but big deal. That's my taste. Yeah, because if you pull your light back from where you have it here, you'll get a whole different kind of look to this. You move your light 2 feet back, you're not going to wrap around here. If you move it 2 feet in, Bob, you might actually like it better.
Okay.
Don't move your speed light. Don't using a speed light or an 8200. Don't move your 8200. Just move your scrim in close.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Bob,
Yes.
did you use a modeling light for that?
No.
Okay, because I recently bought the AD200 Pro and I see the speed light head as a modeling light, but I cannot figure out how to adjust the level.
No,
Of the
mine's
modeling light?
Yeah,
You don't.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, modeling light's just a modeling light.
Because I know with the old with my SK300s, I can't adjust the level on it.
Yeah, those are the ones that are plugged into the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, not the speed light.
okay.
Yep. Yeah, I never adjust my modeling lights. I leave them on full blast. They're there for me to see. I know some stars, they go, well, I want to see the ratio. I can't see the ratio. It's too dark. They're not bright enough for me to see the ratio. So I just leave them on full blast. I use my meter. Remember, your flash is always going to beat that modeling light. Modeling light is, the flash wipes out the modeling light. So you're okay. Still life class module 3. We're going from giant softbox, giant scrim to tiny light, the smallest light you can get. We want to see the shadows, sharp shadows. The idea of the picture is to show us something where the shadow is as important as the subject. And you can see some great examples here. The original video I did, and then I just did this video day before yesterday for you guys. So check it out. There's I think 5 or 6 images here and how they did them. And that's what we're going for. So bare bulb, light in a reflector, flashlight even, just don't move the flashlight, lume cube, whatever, tiny light source, sharp shadow, okay? All right, any questions? You guys are great. Next week, same time. We're gonna meet at 8:30 next week. After that, we'll move back, but next week, 8:30, okay?
Thanks,
Everybody,
Don.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks,
you guys have a
Don.
great weekend. You take care.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Don.
You.